guys, so today's video is going to be me coloring my hair this color from this color. Yeah, so I was really nervous about how my hair was going to turn out, what it was going to look like, a lot of different things. I did use a specific brand that I had done a lot of research on the internet and things like that, so I was really hoping it would work good, and it did. I will tell you everything I go through, all the steps. I will show you the colors I ended up with, the final product, everything. I do kind of want to put a disclaimer here that I'm not a professional, so I don't have a degree or anything. I'm not a cosmetologist. I don't color hair for a living. I just do my own hair to try to save $1 here and there, and I kind of enjoy it. I guess I'm like an amateur personal hairstylist. It saves me money and saves me time, things like that. So I do enjoy it. If you like this, let me know. If you have any comments, just go ahead and ask, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Stay tuned. Hi. So today I'm going to be recording a video of me coloring my hair. There's a few different reasons why I'm recording this video. One, I haven't recorded a video in forever, so I'm a little rusty and I want to get back into that. Second reason is because there are not a lot of videos on the topic of what I'm coloring my hair, and that's going to be like a really vibrant, bright red. I've been pretty much every color under the sun except for vibrant red, and that's like the one I really want to do. I looked on YouTube for videos of like how to get my brown color treated hair to that kind of red, and there was a lot of different videos of doing it different ways, but there was a couple of things that they all had in common, and so my video is going to hopefully be a step-by-step of what I did, and hopefully by the end of the video, fingers crossed, we're going to have vibrant red hair. So I'm just going to kind of get into some of the stuff that I bought. I bought everything from Sally Beauty. You can get it wherever you can get hair products. Or you can order it online on websites like Amazon, eBay, things like that. So the first thing I'm going to do this evening is I'm going to try to strip the previous color out of my hair. I'm going to try to get rid of as much color as I can. I'm naturally like a medium brunette, so there's not a lot of color, but I just want to make sure that what I'm layering on top of is going to be as even as possible. I don't want any patches or anything like that. So I bought, after looking at different brands, things like that, I bought the one and only Color Fix. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry, I'm a little rusty at this. Basically, it's going to remove any unwanted hair color that's left in my hair, and it doesn't, supposedly, is not supposed to smell as bad as Color Oops, and it's also not supposed to be as difficult. Like, you shouldn't have to wash your hair out for 20 minutes, which is one of the reasons why I didn't want to use Color Oops, because I really don't want to spend 20 minutes under the water washing my hair. So I bought that. I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to use, for my color, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Excellence High Color Highlights in red. They had 3 different colors, copper, magenta, and red, and I chose red because I want as true of a red as I can get. I'm also using a 40 volume cream developer. I'm not going to show that because you can get that wherever. And I did buy a red protein filler from Sally Beauty, just hopefully to keep my hair as healthy as possible and to hold that color in as long as possible. I also bought the Manic Panic dye in Rock and Roll Red for touch-ups, and also I got reading on some websites and blogs and things like that that if there's just a few spots in my hair that aren't quite the right shade, sometimes Manic Panic or other brands like that, like Punky Colors and stuff like that, will help brighten that up a little bit. And I've used Manic Panic before, it's okay. I also have some things, just basic normal hair coloring things, like some clips. I have a bowl, a whisk to mix the color with, because I've heard that it's a little thick and stuff like that, and since I've never really messed with a red, I wanted to make sure that I get it right. I bought a tinting brush. I have things like gloves and towels, and then I have my phone so I can set a timer. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up the Color Fix remover stuff, and I'll be back when I have that on. Alright, I've got the color remover applied to my hair. I have a bag on my head so that way it'll hold the heat in. I'm going to apply just a little touch of my hair dryer to heat that up a little bit and hopefully help lift it the first time. And that's it. I'll see y'all in just a little bit once it's lifted. Alrighty, so it's been about 30 minutes total since I started. I applied the equal parts or whatever of the remover, and then there was a processing lotion at the end that you had to put in, and I washed it and scrubbed it, and I could actually see like color coming out of my hair. And as you can tell, it's definitely lightened my hair. I would say at least 2 or 3 shades. And I've had my hair like stripped before, and this is pretty close to the color I get, so I know that this is good. The only thing is the underside didn't get quite as dark, but it's really not that bad. So I'm thinking that I'm going to go ahead. Can you tell? I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead with the coloring process. I think it's going to look okay. So basically, I'm just going to follow the directions off of other YouTube videos. I'll link the main one that I watched down in the description bar. That way you can see it. And I will see you in just a little bit when I have color in my hair. Hi, so this is the color I ended up with after dyeing it. It's been about 12 hours since I dyed it last. I took and applied the L'Oreal High Color Highlights all over my head. I did my roots last, hopefully trying to avoid hot roots, which I was unsuccessful. I've got some very bright roots right now, and my ends are still pretty dark. I think it's very, like, I'm very red right now, but I'm just not pleased with how dark the ends are. So what I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to reapply the L'Oreal High Color Highlight in red on my ends only, trying to lift that a shade lighter. I've seen people who've had success with that, and so that's what I'm going to try next. So I'll see y'all when I get that done. Alright, so this is the final complete product. I really like how it turned out. I am going to tell you kind of my experience, what I did, things like that. So that way I can kind of wrap the video up with, I guess, a summary of what happened. But overall, my red is pretty even. There's a few spots like underneath that's a little dark, but nothing that like I'm upset with or anything. But I kind of feel like it gives it like a low light look or character or whatever. But what I did is Friday night, just like in the video, this is Monday now, so it's been like 48 hours since I colored my hair. Friday night, I applied the one and only Color Fix Remover to my hair. I let that sit for 30 minutes, and then I washed that out and shampooed my hair just like the box said. And then I applied the L'Oreal High Color Highlights in red with a 40 volume cream developer all over my hair. I applied it to my roots last to try to avoid hot roots, and as you can tell in the video, I actually ended up with hot roots that were super, super bright. So it was a super frustrating night. Friday night, I was frustrated. I had already been working with my hair for like 3 hours. I was over it. So Friday night, I went to bed and let my hair rest and quit worrying about it. And Saturday morning, I got up, ran my fingers through my hair again, and I was like, okay, we've got to figure out some way to fix this color and make it even, because I really did like the shade that it was. I just wanted to even out the color everywhere. So I did some research on like Google, some blogs, things like that, and saw that a lot of people had really good success by like reapplying another tube of the L'Oreal High Color Highlights. And so that's what I did. I took the red and I 40 volume developer all over again. I applied it. I let it sit for 45 minutes again, but this time I only applied heat for 15 minutes, where the night before I applied it for the full 45. So I didn't want to like fry my hair, and I felt like I could get it to lift without too much effort. I just wanted to kind of give it a little boost. When I took the cap off Saturday morning, and I wished I had recorded it, I was so upset. It didn't look like it had lifted. I was frustrated. I thought I was going to end up with this muddy red hair, and I was going to hate it. So being frustrated, I went ahead and rinsed the dye out of my hair. And when I put my towel, wrapped it up in my towel and took my towel down to blow dry my hair and see what it looked like, everything looked so much more even. My ends were a little dark, like I said, but nothing bad. And the spots that are dark blend with the spots that are bright, and I feel like it just works really, really well. It even toned my roots down a little bit. I don't know if that's because I didn't apply it to the roots the second time, so then the ends got a little brighter and evened it out, or what, but I'm in love with it. I love the color. I did not have to apply any Manic Panic, so I'm going to use that just for touch-ups. Yeah, so basically my experience was pretty good. I'll admit I was terrified to go this color just because I was afraid that I would mess my hair up and then I would have to fix it. And yeah, who wants to do that? Not me. So some of my tips are basically, I think this would work absolutely beautifully on like virgin hair that's never been colored, that's dark, maybe you have a hard time lifting it naturally, you know. I think this is really going to look great on your hair. And the damage that I have is really minimal, and it's probably because I used a 40 volume developer. The dye itself says to use it between 20 and 30, but if you know, like I kind of feel like if you know that your hair is a little difficult to lift, then using a 40 is no big deal. But I would always err on the caution of you know, less developer, like a lower level developer than a higher level one. You can always, you know, go higher next time or whatever. Also, I think that for the most part, this color would work for those that have processed hair. And what I mean by that is those that already have dye on their hair. I think this would work. I definitely think that you're going to want to apply a like color remover or a stripper or something to that first, so you can get as much of that old dye out as possible. One thing that I think I would redo if I could do it over again is I would go back and reapply stripper to the underneath layer of my hair, just because I think that if I had lightened that just a little bit more, it would actually have been just as bright as the top part, and I don't think I would have had quite as much trouble out of it. Also, this is what's interesting. All over YouTube, everybody was using a mixing bowl and a tinting brush to apply this hair dye. And since I do my own hair, I'm not a professional. I don't know how to really, like, I mean, other than I know, like, a tinting brush you use to, you know, apply the hair dye, but I've never used one on a regular basis. You know, I'm like the bottle dye person, you know, where you shake the bottle up and apply it to your roots and everything. So what I did Saturday morning, I used a tinting brush on Friday night. Saturday morning, I mixed it up in my bowl just like I did Friday night, but I applied it with my hands, my gloved hands. And I think that in applying it that way, like applying it to my hair that way, I think I got a much more even color, and I feel like it looked, I just don't feel like it looked as streaky as it did Friday night. Friday night, I was really disappointed with my hair, and I was really upset, and Saturday morning, I fixed everything, so I was really glad for that. So if you are not familiar with a tinting brush, do not feel like you have to use one just because everybody else is. If you feel more comfortable using your hands, you know, a bottle like you can get at Sally Beauty's, anything like that, go ahead and try that. I would still suggest, you know, starting with your ends and then doing your roots, but don't do something, I guess, just because other people do it that way. You know, if you're not familiar with that, then it's probably not going to turn out as good as something you're familiar with. Also, this dye is super pigmented. So your scalp is going to look like you have got the worst sunburn of your life. On top of the red hair, it's going to be horrible. That does wash off, wears off, whatever, after like 24 hours. And I did apply Vaseline to like the edges of my face, you know, the back of my neck, things like that. Like I said, I didn't have to use any Manic Panic for touching up my hair or anything like that. So I have like a whole bottle of the Rock and Roll Red Manic Panic that I'm going to use to touch up my ends like in a week or two. And then I will, when it's time to touch up my roots, and I may can do another video for that, but when it's time to touch up my roots, I'm going to apply the L'Oreal High Color Highlights in red to my roots, and then just apply the Manic Panic all over. And that will hopefully give us a good even color. We'll see in a couple weeks when it's time to do that. I've never really done root touch-ups before, other than just reapplying all over, so I will let y'all know how that goes in the future. As far as maintenance, I can't really speak on anything with maintenance right now of it, because I've only had it, you know, what, 3 days, 4 days. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait a couple weeks. Maybe when I do my roots video, I can do a maintenance video for y'all. Maybe just roll that into like one, because I don't think it's going to be real long. I can tell you that I'm using a color safe shampoo. I'm testing it out a little bit, so I don't really want to tell y'all what it is until I know whether I like it or not, and I can do a review on it later. But I'm using a color safe shampoo and conditioner, and I'm only washing my hair like every 2 days, 3 days. If I can stretch it 3 days, I will. I do have naturally oily hair, so 2 days is already a bit of a stretch for me. So like, I washed it today, fresh today, so this is like freshly washed hair. I won't wash it tomorrow, which is Tuesday, and I may try to skip Wednesday as well, but if I have to wash it Wednesday, I'm not going to be too upset. So I'm using dry shampoo right now on the in-between days when my hair needs a bit of a touch-up in the roots, and I am also washing it in cold water. That was the biggest thing that I saw on like YouTube that everybody suggested, was to wash your red hair in cold water. And thank God it's summertime, like late spring, fixing to be early summer, so it's not cold outside. If this was wintertime, I would probably be miserable. And I will say, when I washed my hair today, because this is the first time I've washed it since I finished coloring it, and when I washed my hair, I knew it was going to bleed, but I was shocked at how much it actually did bleed. The color literally was like pouring out of my hair, and I was washing in cold water with Color Safe shampoo, and so I was like freaking out because I was thinking I put all this hard work into my hair and I'm gonna look patchy when I get out of the shower. I don't look patchy, but I'm sure that this is gonna fade a lot faster than even I expect, so I will kind of keep y'all up on that as well. I'll just do a whole maintenance video later to tell y'all what I've done and the tricks and stuff I've learned. But yeah, so that was pretty much my experience with coloring my own hair vibrant red. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. I'll try to answer them the best I know. I do kind of want to put a disclaimer here that, again, I'm not a hair professional. I do not have a degree. I am just someone who likes to save a little bit of money by doing her own hair. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes I have to get it, you know, fixed or whatever. This time it happened to work. So if you're familiar with doing your hair and you know how your hair responds, by all means, I think we'll go ahead and try it. If you don't and you're nervous, if you have any reservation at all, please use a professional and let them do your hair. You know, you're more than welcome to converse with them, make sure they're using a color you like. But I would definitely, if I was nervous, I would have let a professional get a hold of this. I would not have done it myself. So again, I hope y'all are having a great day. I hope you liked this video. I know it's probably a little rusty, but I want to get back into a routine of recording. So just let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.